we're going to announce the winners of the first annual NOSH Best of 2019 Awards. These are the brands that over the past year have stood out for their products, their packaging, and their business skills. So without further ado, a quick video to introduce you to the winners of the NOSH Best of 2019 Awards. And after that, a quick interview with one of our winners. So if you visit our website, you'll find out more about why we selected all of these brands. And congrats to all of our winners. But first, to discuss her particular success, our Person of the Year, Collie Power's CEO, Gayle Becker. Let's pick your brain for a little bit.
You're welcome to, if there's anything left, you're welcome to it.
So Gayle, I feel like it's important to start by saying that you did not come from the food industry. You came from PR and communications. How do you think that skill set benefited you and benefited the company?
I think everybody, one of the things that's great about this industry, I have to say, as a newcomer, it was incredibly welcoming. And I think part of the reason why it attracts so many people from outside the industry is because everybody comes to this with something. So for many of you, it's food experience. For others, maybe it's financial experience. For me, I knew a little about marketing. And so all of those clients that I tried to counsel over the years about things to do or not do in building a brand, I just decided to listen to it myself. So, but everybody comes with something, and marketing just happened to be my thing.
And so now, in your role, how do you approach being a leader? What are some of your keys to success?
Well, I would say the biggest key to success is actually sitting in the back row. And that is my CFO, my COO, and my CMO, Stuart, Katie, and Cassie. And if they could just raise their hand, because they, I wouldn't be here if they weren't there. And I think the fact that we've been able to build the best team in the business is actually the main reason why we've been able to be so successful. I have to say one of the perks to the job is that I hear from new entrepreneurs all the time, and I love it. And I get to meet folks. I know we're doing the Pitch Slam tomorrow, and it's really inspiring to me. And it was something I didn't expect, but a part of the job that I love.
Now, I mentioned the Instagram accounts this morning, like Costco does it again. Imagine my surprise when I'm on Instagram and there's a picture of Gayle doing a demo in Costco like 2 months ago. Now, I see you speaking at events around the country. You're at sales meetings. You're doing your own demos. How do you...
I have help with the demos, not just me.
It was a guest appearance.
No.
So how do you figure out where to balance your time, where to invest your time?
I have to say, I do love doing the demos and the shows and particularly consumer shows, because that's probably more for me than it is for anyone else. I love to hear the feedback from people. I think it's fair to say that this brand was built on listening to people's needs. And so the more that I interact with the people who buy our product or the people who are experiencing our product for the very first time, the better our business becomes. I would say, it's the day-to-day running of the business. I do spend a fair amount of time in sales, much to the chagrin of my sales team, and in marketing too. But it's a little bit of everything these days.
You're also very passionate about the product. Gayle once chased me down the aisle of a trade show with a chicken tender.
I did. That was the first time I've ever done that.
To get me to try her product. So how do you think about the future of the company and where the products can continue to evolve?
I think, when we started in pizza, I really never knew that we could go beyond pizza. But when I saw the success and I heard from so many people what was next for us, it was really logical that we were going to be a brand that went beyond cauliflower and went beyond pizza, but was really able to bring meal hacks to life, whatever form that may take, making better for you, healthier, convenient, and most importantly, delicious products. And so I think with the introduction of our brand new chicken tender, it really, and the reaction to it thus far, I think it shows that we have permission to go into a number of areas.
Now, one thing that you've done really well is when you launch these new products, you go really wide and retail really fast. And we've heard about a number of different retail strategies today. Talk us through why that's the path for the brand.
When you and I talked before, we talked about there are some rules to follow and some rules that every company should break, and they're not, and they're different for everyone. So for us, we decided to just take a different path. When I left the corporate world, I made a decision. I never knew that cauliflower would be what it is today, not in a million years. But I did make a decision that I wanted to help people, and I wanted to make an impact, and I wanted to make people's lives better in some tiny, tiny way. And I knew that I wasn't going to do that if I limited where people could find our products or the access that people had to better for you foods. One of the things that's not talked about very often, and I think is sort of rare for a company, a new company, is we give a percentage of sales to build teaching gardens in underserved schools, because we believe really strongly that access to better nutrition is really the core of what we do. And that has to mean access in every sense of the word, including where you can buy it. And so it was never a question for us that we would be limited to a certain channel, that we we knew we wanted to be available to as many people as possible.
Well, I think you've certainly impacted a lot of people, whether it be the people who work with you, the rest of the industry, or your consumers. So congratulations again, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.